quite the gloomy atmosphere for this chat, chill, and get ready with me, even though it is, you know, July, so it should be sunnier outside. But we're back for my most chill video every single month. As always, you guys ask me questions and then I answer them while I get ready because I love to yap. You guys like to ask questions and I like to give answers. I'm not feeling like doing a lot with my makeup today, quite frankly. Okay, so some of these are leftover questions from previous videos and other ones of these are new ones that you guys gave me. I always ask for them over on my Instagram story and I mostly do them on my community post too and YouTube. However, this month I didn't just because I had just posted in there about Starting Lines release. So I didn't post in there for them, but you guys can always use the comment sections of the previous month's videos because then I always look back at those. Go ahead and jump in, which actually this question I've now put off for 2 months of chat, chill, and get ready with me is because I was always like, oh, I need to actually prepare for that one. And I hadn't, but it was from Natasha and it is all-time favorite quote you've written. And I was always like, oh, I need to actually look that up. And here's the thing. Do I think that these are like my all-time favorite quotes? Probably, like, I don't know, because I'm going to pull them both from Starting Line just because that's most recent, but I'm sure I have them from Take You Down and Take My Hand. Okay, so one of them, and I just want to give like a little bit of context here, is that TJ's a gymnast and she's only ever had like sports in her life, and as she's thinking about like retiring after this next Olympics, she's like scared because she doesn't have anything going outside of her life. And saying that she feels like her life is kind of coming to an end. And then Caleb says, this feels so awkward to do like a reading of my own book. Anyways, okay. You're not nearing your finish line. You hear me? Retiring from the sport is not the end for you. Your life is just beginning. It's your starting line. Okay, that felt so awkward to say. So actually I'm not going to pull up the other one. The other one is like later on when TJ is saying something to Caleb about like how like his dad's love was not defined by like how quick he can swim a race, and like neither is hers, and like that would be my other one, but that was like, that felt really weird to do like a live reading out loud, even though it's literally just like me sitting here and doing that. Also, why did I forget to pull my hair back? Anyways, that would be that so far, but like I said, I'm sure I have them for my other books, but from Starting Line, those are probably my two like favorite lines. Will you ever read Boys of Tommen? So I go back and forth, quite frankly, on if I'd ever read Boys of Tommen. So I actually bought the first ebook a long time ago because here's the thing, I know everyone loves Boys of Tommen, right? I know that everyone does. Here's the thing, y'all know I like my spice, and also they're all like in high school, or right? And I just like don't read a lot of high school anymore. Also, those books are so long, but like potentially, I will say potentially, never say never. I think I might, but I'm not in like a rush, I guess. But I do think I would really like Saving and Redeeming 6. I think those are the two that I'm like most interested in, just because of the mental health like representation that I've read about. Like I think that would be right up my alley. How do you format your writing while you're in the writing process? So I do outline, and I don't outline by like chapters, I outline just kind of by like story beats, and I do that just in a like Word document with like little check boxes. So normally it's like if I know whose POV it's gonna be in, that'll be like the first box, and then kind of like indent it in and make the list of like things that are going to happen or whatever. And that's just how I format it. And then I just follow that outline. You know, obviously not everything sticks where it's supposed to be or like where I have it outlined, or not everything then like ends up making it in, or new things do end up making it in because I realize like I need something more here or there, but that's kind of like the general gist of it. And if you want like a more in-depth explanation, I have writing vlogs for all 3 of my books so far, and I talk about like my outlining process and all of those. So, but that's just kind of like the general gist of it for here. Do you like to watch BookTube? Honestly, I don't really watch much BookTube anymore, quite frankly. I just don't watch a lot of like anything that's not like reality TV right now. You know, like I'm not as ingrained in this community. Obviously, I still love like making videos for you guys, but I'm just not really like as ingrained in the like creator side of it anymore, now that I'm like kind of in both like fields a little bit. It just like, I don't know. And I don't really get like a lot of my recommendations from YouTube. I more just get them from like finding them on my own. So I would say not really as much anymore. I used to, like back in 2021, that's all that I watched. Now I don't really as much anymore. Do you ever plan to write an MM book? 100%. I would love to write an MM book. I'd love to write an FF book. Love to write MFM, MMF. I'd love to write why I choose, but honestly, I just have to like wait for that story to come to me more so than anything. So yes, would love to, but as of right now, like, do I have any in my head? No. What traits do you look for in a book boyfriend? What makes your perfect book guy? Well, honestly, the more toxic, the better. So when I'm thinking like my top book boyfriends, they're like Alex Volkov, Jeremy Volkov from God of Wrath, Damon from Devil's Night series, Kai from Devil's Night series. So I don't know, I like them a little toxic, I like them a little messy, I like them a little mean. So like definitely when I'm reading, that's what I'm looking for. I like them to be obviously like dominant, you know, like I want them to be like controlling, protective. Yeah, a lot of things that like I wouldn't look for in real life from someone. Like I would never want to be like being like, no, you can't go out there and do that, or no, you can't wear that. Like I would never let that fly in real life, but in a book, I eat that shit up. So yeah, kind of like that. But also like, I just want him to be obsessed. I want him to be obsessed with her, because don't we all? That would probably be it. But yeah, I tend to like, you know, red flags in a lot of my heroes. I can't help it. That's what I'm drawn to, okay? Anakin Skywalker was my original childhood crush. So like, we shouldn't be surprised that this is like what I turned out liking as an adult, okay? What books got you back into reading? I know exactly what it was, and it was After by Anna Todd. So I loved the After movies. So I've told the story before, but in case if anyone's new here, I worked at Family Video for years and years and years. And I remember when we would get the movies in to like process them before they released on Tuesday the following week, we would normally get them in from the suppliers like on like Wednesday, Thursday, the previous week, so that way we could like put them into the cases, barcode and whatever. So then us as employees, we would have a few days to be able to take them home if we wanted to and watch them before they went out. So it was called like pre-streeting them. Remember, we got After in, and I always tried to take home like 1 or 2 movies every week because like free perk. And also I just love movies. And I remember I saw After and I was like, I'll take this home, watch it. And I was like, this is amazing. I love this. What is this? And then of course on that it said like based on the best-selling book, and I was like, oh, I need to read this book. Like I haven't been reading a lot. I'm gonna pick this up. So I check it out from my library, and the rest is history. Yeah, I checked it out from my library. I was obsessed. I had no idea that books like that existed. I had no idea that there was a such thing as like romance books, quite frankly. I didn't know that that was a genre. I literally thought that it was like historical romances, and that was like it. And then there was like fiction, fantasy. I had truly no idea that romance was like this huge thing. And then after that, I requested the second book right away, but it was like a long hold. And then I was like, I don't think I can wait. But again, I didn't know that it was like on Wattpad. I didn't know that this was fan fiction. So then I got on Amazon, I got the box set, and I finished the entire After series, I think in like a week. I was obsessed. And then from that point on, then I was like looking up, I was like books, I was Googling books like After, and then that's how I found BookTube, and that's where, that's how we ended up here today, quite frankly. So I still love the After series. I've reread that series multiple times. It's just like a forever favorite of mine. I love the toxicity. I love new adult romance. Like Hardin is like everything that I love, the back and forth, the toxic energy. Like it's just truly so good, so special to me. So yeah, that definitely like got me back into reading, and now I have not stopped, obviously. Also, I just realized I haven't been saying the products. So I use the e.l.f. sunscreen because I don't feel like doing foundation today. I'm not like really doing anything today, so I just want to keep it like light. I used the She Glam contour, and then I used the NYX Sweet Cheeks blush. And now I'm going to use the CoverGirl True Blend Concealer. I have 2 different shades. One that's like closer to my skin tone, and one that's a little lighter for underneath my eyes. And that's going to be it for at least like, I think, cream products today. Because like I said, we're keeping it simple. I don't want to do the whole 9 yards with foundation and everything. That just sounded like a lot of work, quite frankly. And it was just a lot of work to even get out of bed. So dream destination to travel to. Also any bucket list activities, concerts you'd like to attend, things to do, people to meet. Okay, well, first of all, dream travel destinations. I have so many, at least in the States. I mean, I've already been to New York City, but I'd love to go back to New York City, especially like as an adult. I was there as a kid with my family, and I would like to go back there. Same with Vegas. Like I went with my family as a kid, but I'd like to go back there as an adult and not with like my family. Love to go back to New York City. I'd like to go to Seattle. Where else in the States is there? I mean, I'm sure there are lots of places in the States, but in terms of like outside, so I'd love to go to Ireland. I'd love to go to Japan, and I'd love to go to like Australia and New Zealand. Terrified of the spiders there though. And then also like Greenland, Finland, Sweden, Norway, kind of like that area. I've already been to Italy and Spain and France. But I'd like to go back to Italy. I'd like to go back to the Amalfi Coast. I really liked that when we were there. Yeah, there are so many places that I'd like to visit, quite frankly. So many places to see, so many things to do. Bucket list activities. I don't know necessarily like activities wise if I still have never been skydiving, but almost like the older I get, the more I'm kind of like, do I actually want to go skydiving? I don't know. I feel like maybe I actually don't want to. I don't know. Maybe I would still do that. Yeah. Can I think of any like specific activities? I don't know. But concerts that I'd like to go to, I would love to go to Tomorrowland, like that music festival. I love EDM. So there are so many DJs that I'd love to see, like Swedish House Mafia. I know that they've started doing shows again. Obviously would love to see Swedish House Mafia. That would like be insane. Also, I just saw Elenium, but I always want to see Elenium. He's like my favorite. Same with Martin Garrix. I've seen him like 3 or 4 times, would love to see him again. Same with 5 Seconds of Summer. Seen them a bunch of times, would love to see them again. Bad Omens, I've never seen before, would love to see. Let's see, Cruella, if they ever like toured again, would love to see them again. I don't really think they're touring. Nurko, I love Nurko, would love to see Nurko. Harry Styles I've already seen, but would love to see again. Yeah, I just love going to concerts, so I'm like always down to go to a concert. So I'd say those. Probably I guess Bad Omens is the only one that, or like the main one that I haven't seen yet, but like would love to see for the first time. So, and then people to meet, I don't know. I don't know if there's necessarily anyone that I'm like, I have to meet them. You know, I think especially when it comes to like celebrities, I'm just like, what if you suck? I don't want to know that. I don't want to know if you're a piece of garbage, quite frankly. Like, I don't want it to ruin my image of you. So I don't think there's anyone that I want to meet. Do you have any advice for people who want to start writing? Honestly, this is a bad time for me to be giving advice because I'm quite frankly not in a great place with writing right now. So I guess I'm kind of giving this to myself. Never quit, just keep going back to it. If you want to start writing, you got to start. So actually like sit down, stop procrastinating it, and actually sit down and start writing, and then just never stop going back to it. Even on the days when you don't want to, just keep on going back, keep on pushing through. There's going to be a lot of roadblocks, but you'll like, it doesn't matter how many times you quit the story that you're working on. It just matters that you keep going back to it. So I guess that would be my advice, and write the story that you want to write and not what you think everyone else wants to read or that everyone else cares about, because ultimately you are going to be the one spending all of the time with this story and with this book. So you want to make sure that you're loving it and that you're connected with it. And also people will be able to tell if you're forcing something that you don't want to actually be writing. So just because, you know, let's say like small town cowboy single dad romance is super popular right now, and you think, oh, I'm going to write that because like more people will pick it up, but you don't actually like that, people will be able to tell that. So truly just write whatever you want to write. Like, people don't really pick up rock star romances that much, but that's what I love and that's what I wanted to write, and I'm happy that like I wrote those because that's what I loved, and it would have felt like inauthentic to do something else. So I don't know, I'd say that's maybe like my biggest advice right now. That's, I guess, what I can give you at this moment. That's what I have for you. Favorite Bad Omens song? How ironic. I pretty much love everything off of The Death of Peace of Mind. Like, that entire album is an absolute 10 out of 10 for me, like 0 skips. I love every song basically on that album, but probably off of that one specifically would be Like a Villain, Concrete Jungle, The Death of Peace of Mind, The Gray. Yeah, I'll go with those, at least off of Death of Peace of Mind. Then the Concrete Jungle soundtrack, The Drain. Oh my God. Up there with my favorite songs all time of theirs. And then if we're going Finding God Before God Finds Me, I would say Kingdom of Cards. I love Limits. Limits still hits every single time. And then I do love Glass Houses from first album. So yeah, I'd say that. But truly Death of Peace of Mind, you can turn on any single song from there and I'm listening to it, because I also love Nowhere to Go too. That one's so good. And I mean, obviously Just Pretend is great. Honestly, there's not a single song on that album that I don't like, so any of those. But probably if I had to choose like top, Like a Villain is probably my top favorite song of theirs. How to get out of a reading rut. Oh, you and me both. I'm in a really bad reading rut right now, quite frankly. And what I just have to keep telling myself is to just keep reading. Just keep reading. I'm just waiting for me to kind of like come out of it, quite frankly, and just get back into being like, oh, I'm really liking this. So I guess just keep on, just never stop reading, even if it's just like a chapter or something a day in a book, just like keep on going with something. Also, maybe pick up a novella because maybe you just need something short and quick and to the point. I know like I've definitely needed that. Or pick up an old favorite and see if that helps. Do you watch Love Island? This season is so good so far, and I need your thoughts on the Islanders. So this was actually, I think, on my last month's video. So now, obviously, where we're at, like Love Island, I'm assuming we're talking about USA, has wrapped, and I have so many thoughts. Spoilers, I guess, if you haven't watched Love Island USA and you plan on watching it, because I guess I won't say the winners, I won't say anything about that. I'm just going to talk about, I guess, like some of the people. First of all, like with everyone else, I went on such a roller coaster with Rob and Leah. I was so obsessed with them in the beginning, and then I was like, fuck this man. And then I was like, he literally sucks. And then he came out for the heart rate challenge, and I was changed on a chemical level, quite frankly. There was an edit of him that actually sent me into like a vegetative state. It was so bad. I was like, I saved it. My friend and I were saying it back and forth. If something happens to this edit, I don't know what I'll do. Like, I can't have that in my life. It was so bad. But I was like, you know what? He's hot. What can I say? He's hot. Sue me. Oh, he's toxic. He's this, he's that. Yeah. And he's hot. I don't care. I mean, I do care. Love Leah and love that she's happy. Definitely small part of me wanted her and Rob back together, but it's okay. Honestly, it was like the women for me. It was Serena, Leah, and Janae. I loved the three of them so much. I loved their friendship so much that like made it for me. I like Cordell. I love Cordell and Serena together. You know, I feel like he actually took accountability for his actions. He heard Serena out. Their fight on the dock. Oh, that was some of the like, that was intimate. Watching that fight, I was like, this is like a real couple fighting, and he redeemed himself in my book. Aaron and Taylor, I'm not even gonna start with them. They annoyed the crap out of me. I liked Liv. Nicole and Kendall, nope. Not for me. Who else? I mean, yeah, I feel like that's kind of like the big things to comment on. Serena, Leah, and Janae just deserve all the best. I really like Kenny too. I thought he was a sweetheart. And when he was crying after Casa, he was just such a sweetheart. So yeah, really liked Kenny too. Hello, man, walking in front of the window with a golf club. Are you gonna go take out someone's window? Okay. Anyways, not my business. Not my circus, not my monkeys. I don't think he's actually going to go take out a window, but he was just walking with a golf club randomly. Like, I don't live near a golf course. Okay, what is your coffee order? So if I'm going out, it is always, like if I'm going out to a coffee shop and ordering, my kind of like go-to at any new place is a mocha, just because I feel like it's hard to screw that up, or just like a vanilla latte. Also, I don't care. 2% milk, that's fine with me. I live in Wisconsin, okay? It doesn't bother me. Yeah, do I like oat milk? Yes, I have oat milk in my fridge right now, because then my at-home coffee order that I've been making this like honey nut Cheerio latte that my college campus used to have, and I had it every single day. It's how I started liking coffee, and it's literally just honey and hazelnut creamer, which I think actually on campus they used hazelnut syrup. I don't like the hazelnut syrup as much. I can't like recreate it as good. So I use hazelnut creamer then, and I just do like a little bit of honey in my espresso, and then double shot. And then I do oat milk because that like enhances the nuttiness flavor of the hazelnut. And then I do hazelnut creamer, and that's my at-home one. Otherwise, I have peppermint mocha year-round. Always iced coffee too. Always an iced latte, never hot. I don't care when it's dead of winter here. I'm still getting iced coffee, but I also love peppermint mocha. And then yeah, I think those are kind of like my two go-tos that I tend to have, but right now I've been really back on my like honey nut Cheerio kick. What are some of your favorite scenes from Starting Line? So obviously this will not have any spoilers in it. I'll never spoil any of my like books just talking in these, but my favorite scenes are definitely the bar scene when Caleb takes TJ out for her birthday. That is literally like one of my all-time favorite scenes in general. I loved writing that. I loved how it turned out, everything about it. There's a caretaking one that I really like that I can't really talk, like towards the beginning of the book, TJ's back kind of seizes up, and it's just kind of like the first moment that she kind of like sees past maybe like some of her own prejudices against him. I really liked that. Also, the scene where he finds out about her real name, or like her full name, because obviously TJ is a nickname. I won't give that away. I love that. And then also there's an ending scene that I can't say towards the end of the book that obviously I really like. But it has to do like when they're at the Olympics. But I obviously can't say. What's the most difficult scene / character trait / plot to write about? I'd say character trait that was tricky to write about, I think, was Scar being very guarded. She's my heroine in my first book, Take You Down. And it was very hard, I feel like, to kind of write her at the beginning of the book because she just like doesn't trust people. She doesn't really open up to people, and just writing a character like that who is guarded and doesn't really want to like be interacting with people, quite frankly, is tricky, right? Because you obviously need her interacting with people. You need her interacting with Walker and stuff. So I'd say that was hard, just kind of like finding that balance of like making sure that it felt true to her character, but also being like, I need you to like start opening up a little bit. That was tricky. What I'm struggling with right now with my current book that I'm writing is its second chance, and I'm struggling with writing like past, like making sure that I'm getting enough of the past in there, knowing that they're second chance, but also having enough of the future that you like care about them from the past, but also like caring about them in the future. Just say that's kind of tricky to balance right now. Like balance when to include flashbacks, how much flashbacks to include, because I'm not telling it in like chronological order of like going all the way back 9 years ago, doing like half a story then and then doing half a story now. Like it's just kind of like interspersing them, and I'd say that's kind of like tripping me out right now. Were you inspired by Off Balance and Carrie Soto for starting line? So I don't know. So I would say no, not directly, but obviously y'all know how much I love Off Balance, and Carrie Soto is one of my favorite Taylor Jenkins Reid books. No, I saw the idea for starting line, like the very, very basic idea. I saw the scene that I was talking about that's a little dramatic at the Olympics. I saw that scene play out in my head years ago. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna sit with this, because I obviously wasn't really writing then, and I was like, I'm just gonna sit, let it marinate. So like obviously, yes, I love the Off Balance series and I love all of the gymnastics in it. So yes, like obviously Starting Line has a lot of gymnastics in it, but there's not like a lot of similarities between Starting Line and Off Balance except for the gymnastics aspect. And with Carrie Soto, I would say again, like obviously it's heavy on the sports, but I don't think it's super, I don't know. I don't really see any like similarities between them, except maybe that like Carrie, obviously like she doesn't have a great reputation and like Caleb doesn't. But I think it's obviously very different because Carrie's a woman, and like the way that people talk about women is way differently than how they talk about men. So like where Caleb's like hated, but he's like kind of seen as a playboy, and like some people still kind of like him for that. Carrie's like pretty much hated universally because she just like celebrates her wins and like doesn't really care and doesn't conform to like traditional stereotypes that people want to like put on her. So like I can see that, but also I don't think like directly inspired. How come you don't rate books on Goodreads anymore? Is it because you're an author now? 100%. I don't rate on Goodreads anymore because I quite frankly think that would be really weird. Not weird. I don't think that would be a good idea if I'm on there rating books as someone who's now writing a book. Like I would never want to get on there and like rate another author's book poorly. Like I just think that that's kind of like bad taste. Obviously reader is completely different. That's your space. You rate however. But I didn't want to just like rate every book I read 5 stars because like that's not the truth. And I like knew that I'd keep doing YouTube and stuff, and I didn't want to like you guys to be like, why are you don't like actually rate everything 5 stars? Because like, no, I don't. But at the same time, I'm also not going to get on there and then only rate like certain books 5 stars, because then it would be very obvious the ones that I'm like not liking or whatever. So I just choose to not rate them and I just mark them. And then obviously on my channel here, I just tell you guys about the books that I love and would recommend, and that's kind of like how I go about that. Got 2, how have you been lately and how are you? I don't know, honestly. I like don't know how to answer that because I'm good. And I feel like it's just been a weird like couple of days, and I think too it's coming off of Starting Line's release, quite frankly, that just has my mood kind of like in this weird spot, because honestly like this weekend I was like in such a good mood, and I have so many things going on in my life right now that I'm like really excited by and like really happy by, and I don't know. So I guess like I would say things are good. I'd say right now like things writing wise are not great, and I think that's kind of like also contributing. I'm just not feeling good about writing in general, and I don't know, I'm just in kind of like not a great place with that right now, and I think that's kind of translating. But I'm truly just trying to focus on then the things in my life that I am enjoying. Like obviously it's over the summer and I've just been trying to like spend a lot of time outside and seeing friends, even though it's hard because we're all like busy and it's insanely hard trying to make plans like as adults when everyone has, you know, different schedules and things. I think going back to me kind of struggling with writing is because I haven't been spending as much time writing, and like I was feeling really guilty for that. But then I realized like I haven't been spending as much time writing because I've been spending time doing other things, and like other things that are making me happy, and I'm actually like living my life a little bit more. Like I have more of a balance, you know, and that's a good thing. Like last Friday, my best friend's getting married next year, and like I got to go dress shopping with her, and that was so fun. Like we've literally been friends since we were 5 years old. Like we've just always done everything together, and like getting to go and see her try on wedding dresses and just get to experience that with her, it's like that was so cool. And obviously then yeah, I'm not getting work done, but like I'm doing things that make me happy. Also, I'm not really gonna like get into details on anything, but I've been spending time with someone that I'm really liking spending time with. And that's taking away then my time on the weekends that I normally spend writing all day. Not like all day, but like the time on the weekends that I normally devote strictly to writing and stuff. Now I'm like spending time with someone, and I don't want to like feel guilty about that because I'm actually once again like enjoying my life outside of books. So I think like that, there's just like a few factors I think that have contributed, and that's not the only things. I'm just struggling with writing and just wondering like kind of what I'm doing, you know, and just feeling like not good enough with that. And I think that's like a contributing factor into it as well. So honestly, I think like this week's Starting Line's release day just kind of put me in like a weird funk. But like I actually have been having like a really good summer. I will say like my head has been like a little messy just because of like kind of things going on and just like these new things that I'm not used to having in my life and to juggle and to balance. But like it's been things for the better. I'm just trying to like be patient with myself, I guess. And like I've worked really hard over the last year, and like it's okay to kind of like take a break and enjoy things a little bit more. And I'm trying to allow myself to do that. I guess, does that answer like how I've been? Like good in certain ways. Maybe not so great in other ways, but I'm just trying to like focus on, you know, I guess kind of like what's making me happy in the moment. And right now, writing is not where I'm finding happiness right now. It's honestly causing me more stress than anything. I don't know. I'm just trying to let myself be okay with that. I saw the last Whisper Me Nothing books is Take Me Home. Did you ever listen to 1D? LOL. So, kind of. I was never really a One Direction person. Like obviously I knew their songs, would hear the ones on the radio, whatever, but I was never like really into One Direction. It was more like I was like a casual listener of like the hits, you know, but I love Harry Styles. But yeah, never really huge into One Direction. However, I do know the connotation of Take Me Home, but no, that is not that book. It is the Cash Cash and BB Rexa song. All of my books so far have been named after songs. Fun fact, if you didn't know that. And Take Me Home is no different, but that is the Cash Cash and BB Rexa song called Take Me Home. Definitely go and listen. Love Cash Cash. I've seen them. I actually have also seen BB Rexa in concert before. She was an opener at, I think, the Jingle Ball one year that I went to. I think Cash Cash was there too, weren't they? Look at that. Yeah, I think that was that night, opening for Martin Garrix. So no, I mean, yes, I see where you're getting that from, but that is not where that one comes from. Take You Down is from the Millennium song Take You Down. Take My Hand is from 5 Seconds of Summer's song Take My Hand. Take What You Want is from One OK Rock featuring 5 Seconds of Summer. And he's back with the golf club. Take Me Home then is Cash Cash and BB Rexa. And then Starting Line is Luke Hemmings' song Starting Line. And nope, I'm not going to talk about that. Yeah. But I think all of my books are going to be named after songs. How'd release day go? Hopefully you're feeling a lot less stressed now that those deadlines aren't looming. Well, yeah, starting line deadlines aren't looming, but now take what you want deadlines are looming, and that is stressing me out. It went good. I almost feel like I would think that like release days would get easier as you go on, but honestly, this was the hardest release day of them all. I think just kind of what I've said, I'm just kind of feeling like I don't really know what I'm trying to pull here, you know? I don't know. I don't really know if this is what I'm like meant to be doing, you know? I don't know. It's honestly like I'm just struggling with a lot with that right now. And now, no, Starting Line's release day was not like a great day, quite frankly. Just filled with a lot of doubts, not really feeling like, I don't know. I don't want to get into that. I don't know. It was, yeah, not like the best day. But I did go out to dinner with some friends. You know, that was great. And that was like a nice way to kind of wrap up the night. You know, feeling good I'm at least feeling good about Starting Line. It's more just kind of like other things just like kind of weighing heavily on me right now. This was, I'd say, the hardest release day so far of them all. It's also hard when you've worked on something for so long and then to see it come to fruition, it's just hard for it to kind of feel like it hits, you know? Any hints you can give us about your next work in progress? So, yep, that is Jane and Nikolai. They are book 3 of Whisper Me Nothing. Ow, god dang. That is book 3 of Whisper Me Nothing. So it is a rock star, second chance, brother's best friend romance. I love Jane and Nikolai, quite frankly. Like I've been so excited to write their book, and I think that's why it's also extremely frustrating for me that I'm just like struggling right now, because I just want to like be able to enjoy their book. And I was enjoying their book writing in the beginning, and then, you know, things have just kind of gone to shit in like writing territory. That will be my next one. And then, yeah, we'll see after that. I'm not announcing anything else after that point because I don't know the order of what I will write next, but that is Jane and Nikolai. Having a lot of fun with them. Was having a lot of fun with them. Top 5 movie/TV recs. So movie, well, I guess I'm just gonna say, my top 5. I don't know, recs is hard because it's like I'd want to know what you're looking for, but just specifically recs, I'm going Miracle, the like 2004 Disney movie about the men's Olympic hockey team, Miracle. Silver Linings Playbook, The Spectacular Now, Star Wars Episode 3, and maybe Hunger Games Catching Fire. Then TV shows, Scandal, Game of Thrones, why can't I remember? Russian Doll, Friends, that's like a classic, and Everybody Loves Raymond. We'll roll with that. If I sit here and think too long about it, I'll get in my head. So that's off the top of my head. There we go. Any new coach, athlete, or student teacher recs? No, literally, where are all the student teacher books? Where are all the student teacher books? I need a student teacher book so badly in my life. No, I don't have any new student teacher book recs for you. However, I haven't read it yet, but I have it downloaded. It's not Brutal Titan. It's Something Titan by Evie Olson. It's another novella. So Brutal Titan is the one that I've read so far. And then this new one that just came out is Coach Athlete. It's Hockey Coach Athlete. And like I said, I can't remember what it's called, so I haven't read it yet, but I have it downloaded. So I guess I will probably be reading that soon, and I will let you guys know. Obviously, I'll probably talk about that in my July wrap up. But I think that's probably the only new one that I have that I like haven't talked about in rec videos. How are Jane and Nikolai? They're doing good. They're doing good. They're doing great. It's more me that's struggling and just wanting them to, you know, I want to give them the best story that I possibly can. And just right now, I don't feel like I'm capable of it. I don't feel like I'm a capable writer, quite frankly, right now. So I don't know. They're doing great though. Their story is gonna be, I love their story. Do you work from home or hybrid? Currently, work from home, but I am actually going to have to go back in full time in the fall, and I don't even want to think about that right now. I can't think about that right now, quite frankly. You mentioned having a fun summer. What cool activities have you been up to? Did I mention that I was having a fun summer? I don't know. I guess if I did, honestly, I have not been up to that many activities, quite frankly. I am on a rec volleyball team, like a sand volleyball team every Thursday with my friends. It is a lot of fun. Like, we are not good. We've only won 2 games. We're actually on a winning streak. We've won 2 weeks in a row after literally losing every single other week this summer. So that's a lot of fun. Like, even though we're bad, it's just fun getting outside, getting everyone together every week for it. So that's been like really enjoyable. Otherwise, like, I don't really think I've been up to like activities necessarily. Like, I've been to like a winery a couple of times because I like going to a winery and doing a wine tasting and having a cheese board. But otherwise, like I said, I've been, you know, hanging out with someone that's been fun. Been going to the pool a lot. My apartment complex has a pool and I love sitting out there, love reading out there. I go on my walks. I obviously like walk during the winter too, but like that's not as fun because a lot of times I end up inside on a treadmill and like that's not as fun having to walk inside, but like I love just going for long walks every day outside, and that's just kind of like my peaceful time. So I'd say that. Otherwise, I've been to one concert, went to Millennium with some friends. That was really fun. Yeah, I'd say that's kind of, I guess, what like I've been up to. Okay, and then you know what? I am done, but I only have 2 more questions, so I will just answer these. And honestly, so I did cut my like Instagram thing short. Like I only posted my Instagram thing a few hours ago, so any new questions that come in, I will just add for next video. But would you do a reading vlog, reading some of your favorites to see if they still hit the same? Yes, and actually after I got this question, I'm like, didn't I start that? I think I might actually have videos on here of me talking about Garen Park because I did a reread on that earlier this year. And I think I had started a vlog doing that. And then I suck at doing vlogs, quite frankly. So I mean, like, yes, I would like to do that, but I am under like no time really of like when I would actually deliver on that. But yes, I have thought about that because I think that would be fun. Would love to go back and revisit some old favorites, like especially Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas, my first ever indie published romance. And I would love to go back and see if that still hits the same. Definitely would do that, but like I said, I really suck with keeping up with vlogs and like in live time kind of things, so I don't actually know. And then would you do a day in the life vlog? Maybe on like a weekend, yes, but otherwise like during the week, no, because obviously like I do work a regular corporate job. So one, that would be a super boring day in the life vlog because like work takes up the vast majority of my day. So I probably wouldn't do that, but maybe on a weekend. But even right now, like my weekends haven't been like my typical weekends. So I don't know, maybe we'll see. If that's something that you guys are interested in, let me know. But otherwise, all right, that's it for today's video. We didn't even get, so for doing minimal makeup, that still took me a long time. But like I said, I like to yap with my hair. Now I need to do something with this because this is leftover straightened from yesterday. And as you can see, natural curls trying to fight through. So anyways, okay, that's it for today's video. You can leave any questions you might have down below for next month. I always check these comment sections for like the next month's videos, but anyways, that's it for today's one. I think what next week is already TBR and wrap up time. My wrap up's going to be light because I've only read 3 books so far this month. I'm almost done with the 4th. I'll probably finish it tonight. But yeah, it's been a rough reading month. But anyways, that is it for today's video, and I will see you when I see ya.